Hey, what's up guys, I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm in the street, and today we are installing Linux Mint 17. So I was taking a look at DistroWatch the other day and I noticed that Linux Mint is still the most viewed distribution on the website. A lot of newcomers to Linux turn to Linux Mint. Also, I am planning on making a video about the Cinnamon desktop environment soon, and Cinnamon is developed specifically for Linux Mint. For those reasons, I thought I would show you how to install Linux Mint. Today we will be installing in a virtual machine rather than on an actual computer. Now I could install this on one of the old Dell Dimensions I've got. However, I've gone ahead and resolved never to make another video with the camera pointing at a CRT because they're really bad. They're bad quality. You can't read what's on the CRT. The color quality is horrible. So yeah, from now on, I might have cameras pointed at flat screens, but I will never have cameras pointed at CRTs anymore. At least I'll try not to. I'll make every effort not to. So for today, we will be installing in a virtual machine so I can just screen capture what I'm doing. So without further ado, here is installing Linux Mint 17. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start up the computer, and we have our boot menu. We will start Linux Mint. Has a startup screen similar to Ubuntu, which makes sense because it's based on Ubuntu. And here we go. That is the Linux Mint startup sound. So this is the desktop of Linux Mint. I believe the mouse cursor is the default Ubuntu mouse. And we are right here in the Cinnamon desktop environment, as you can see. But this is not a video about Cinnamon, this is a video about Linux Mint. So let's go ahead and install Linux Mint. There's an installer on the desktop there. And the Linux Mint installer is really nice. It's similar to the Ubuntu installer, but yeah, it's customized for the Linux Mint in terms of theming and everything. So we can select our language, next, ensure that this computer has some free space and is connected to the internet. Notice there is no option to install third-party plugins and things because Linux Mint assumes you want those. Linux Mint will automatically install Flash and some other third-party codecs and things, and it will automatically get updates while you're installing. So continue, erase disk and install Linux Mint. You can set up your own partitioning scheme, but we will just install Linux Mint. Next, we will be asked about our time zone, and then we will create our user accounts. Oh, after we select our keyboard. Guess I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Alright, who am I? I am Jacob Kaufman. Alright, continue. And you can encrypt your home folder if you want. So we have a nice little slideshow about Linux Mint. Similar to the Ubuntu slideshow, but like I said, customized to match Linux Mint's theme. Notice that Flash and Java are both included by default. You do not have to install those on Linux Mint. Linux Mint is geared toward people who don't want to have to deal with installing extra things. They want their computer to just work. So you will be able to go to Hulu or to YouTube or to other websites right after you get done installing, and everything will work right away. We have some music software here. If you're using this on a computer that you keep all of your music on, you can use Banshee. And included are audio codecs. Once again, those are an optional installation in Ubuntu. Linux Mint just assumes that you want all the audio codecs available. And the included program Banshee does let you download things from the Amazon MP3 store, so that's interesting. I've never used the Amazon MP3 store. I don't really use audio players on Linux because I've gotten most of my music from iTunes in the past. But yeah, I might start in the future. Next, we have watch videos and DVDs. So Linux Mint does include VLC. Thank you. I love distributions that include VLC because it is my favorite media player. It does include Totem in case you want your GNOME video player. I think it's for GNOME, or maybe it's just another Linux video player. And then you have video codecs. It seems like you normally don't have to install video codecs when you're using VLC, but if you're using a Linux player like Totem or something like that, then you will need those video codecs. And once again, they are included in Linux Mint. We have gthumb for photo management. I thought there were other photo management things included in this. Don't know if they removed any or if I'm just remembering things that aren't real. We have Thunderbird, Pigeon, and HexChat. I don't use any of those, but if you use like IRC or if you use Facebook messaging, then it can be handy to have Pigeon set up. Or if you do like having a desktop email client, then Thunderbird is nice to have. We do have LibreOffice, as it's supposed to be pronounced. And that is your Office suite. The entire LibreOffice suite is included in Linux Mint, as well as Microsoft Office support and PDF support. Not sure what those things really mean. If we go to Office, I don't see anything out of the ordinary. But yeah, you are able to open and save Office documents through LibreOffice. And the Linux Mint Software Manager, I really like the Linux Mint Software Manager. I almost like it better than the Ubuntu Software Manager. It used to start up kind of slow, but I think they've addressed that. I think that the Software Manager on Linux Mint starts up a lot quicker than it used to. And you can install like Steam, Skype, Google Earth. You can install anything that you can get from the Ubuntu Software Center in the Linux Mint Software Center. It's really just re-skinned and re-themed. And the home page is just recategorized a little bit, but mostly the functionality is the same. These are not actually included, but they do say if you want to run Windows software, you can install Wine or you can install VirtualBox from the Software Center. And I think that's a newer addition that they added that slide. Don't remember that slide being there. Customize your desktop. Cinnamon is a little more customizable than GNOME, I think. And then keep your system up to date. This is a long slideshow. So the Update Manager in Linux Mint is really nice. I'll show you that in a minute. I think I'll show you after we restart the computer when this is done installing. Finally, find help. And installation is finished. All right, we just got to the last slide when installation finished. Restart now. What's probably going on is it probably says behind some of this text, remove the CD from the CD tray, close the tray if there is any, then press enter. So maybe if we press enter, it will restart? Or is it done? No, that wasn't it at all. Okay, so yeah, it seems that we are frozen while shutting down. Not that big of a deal because we're on a live CD, so we will just restart the computer like that. If that happens while you're installing this on a physical device, yeah, just like hold down the power button until it turns off. And make sure you take the CD out so that it starts into your installed version of Linux Mint. I know that that's something that you don't want to happen. You want it to shut down when you tell it to shut down, but you know, it's not a showstopper or anything. So this is I don't know what login manager this is actually, but it's the one that Linux Mint uses that works with Cinnamon very well. So here you can select what you want to use. Obviously we're going to log into Cinnamon because that is the default. So let me type in my okay, I need to enter my username first. Enter your username, Jacob. Password. Why does it make me enter my username? Oh, okay, what you can do is you can just click on your name and then enter your password. Interesting choice for design there. And we have that startup sound again. Pretty nice startup sound. Does Ubuntu still have a startup sound? I don't remember. Anyway, after installing, we have a welcome screen. And it sends you to all kinds of good places. Software Manager. You can restore data from backups if you used a certain backup software, probably Deja Dupe or something. You can join the Linux Mint IRC room. You can see what's new in this release. That will take you online through Firefox. And yeah, we've got a check mark or an X box. Not checkbox, but an X little tick mark there to show this dialog at startup. I like to be welcomed when I log in, so I always leave that enabled. Or usually I leave that enabled. I really like this desktop background. They've left it the same for a few versions now, but I really, really like this design, so I don't mind that they left it the same. It looks really nice, and if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So let's go to our update manager. As you can see, there are 400 recommended updates available, so apparently it did not install updates while installing the system, but that's fine because we can install them now. You can see some of these are updates for just packages, feature updates, and then some of them are security updates. Now, if we go into our preferences here, you can see a key for these levels. Level 1 is certified packages, and those are, directly tested or maintained by Linux Mint. Level 2 is recommended packages, tested and approved by Linux Mint. Level 3 is safe packages. They were not tested, but they are trusted. Number 4 is unsafe packages. They are not even trusted. And the number 5 is dangerous package, known to affect the stability of the systems depending on certain specs or hardware. But it says that those are tested, unlike 3 and 4. So yeah, if you want to install bleeding edge packages or potentially unsafe packages, then you can do those 4 and 5 updates. But if you want the absolute most stable possible system, then you should only install level 1 updates. I'm going to just install all of the updates, although you can see level 4 and 5 updates are not selected right now, so I will not install those. It selects by default 1, 2, and 3, so I will install level 1, 2, and 3 packages. So we can just click install updates. Pretty nice that they have that leveling system. That's something that most distros don't do. The following package will be installed. Alright, so an update requires this package that's not installed yet, so that will be installed. That's fine. Type in our password, and it will start going through updates pretty quickly. So yeah, while that's going, I should mention Linux Mint does have its own icon theme. They put everything into rounded squares, whether the original icon was a rounded square or not. So yeah, like our Firefox icon, pretty much all our icons. You can see, except for Hex Chat for some reason, like LibreOffice they do, VLC they did it with, that was not the official VLC logo. They do it with Chrome, which looks kind of weird because it's like not really, Chrome is a circle logo, but they put it into a square. But yeah, they've got their rounded square icon theme. Just throwing that out there, and I will make a separate video on Cinnamon itself. But yeah, for now, that's how you install Linux Mint and get your updates going. I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm the Nerd on the Street, and I will see you guys later. See ya.